Okay, so I want to start by telling that we belong to, or we are inheritors of an unmatched world tradition. The world tradition, which is the only world tradition that has solutions for world problems. And I'll just give you an example of what I mean by that. See, right now, across the globe, we are having major problems with the environment, isn't it? Major, not simple problems. And this is not getting any better. And second thing, it is not going to get any better. And the reason for that is the powers that be, those who control things in the world, did not have the vision that is there in the Shastras of India. And what vision is there? What understanding is there? What worldview is there in the Shastra? It's an inclusive, all-pervading worldview which is there in the Shastras of India. Shastras of Bhagavata. And what we mean by that is, see, you know, and people used to laugh at us when we worship rivers, when we worship trees, when we worship cows and elephants. Whatever we were doing, people were laughing at us. And still many people laugh at us. But we have a Devata for the waters. We have a Devata for the land, for Prithvi. We have a Devata for the river. We have Ganga, Maya, Yamuna, Saraswati, rivers. In other words, here is a civilization that had divinized every aspect of the manifested universe. We worship the moon, Chandra Devata, the sun, the peepal tree, the banyan tree, the tulsi plant. There's temples in India that worship rats. Have you seen? In other words, there was a recognition by the rishis that everything is divine. Everything has to be treated with respect, with reverence, because it is also a packet of Brahman. Everything is a small packet of reality. You see? That vision, that understanding, that all-consuming feeling, not there in other cultures. You please see that. It is not there, not to be found, not even remotely close. In other cultures, what is there? God is sitting somewhere. And we are here. And he has given us power over all things. So it is there to loot and plunder and ravage and do whatever you want with it. And such a restricted and narrow understanding of the universe has led to where we are. Because the rivers are not divine, the rivers are there to be. You spew all your dirty things in there, or waste. The forests are not important to us, we cut them down. I was recently visiting some place in South America, and the guide was telling us the forest that is there in South America now, including the whole Amazon, in present day, 2022, it was a couple of years ago, he said, it is only 7% of the forest that the Europeans met when they came there. Imagine with all the Amazon, even today, it is still only 7%. What have we done to the forest? Because the culture that encountered the forest did not have a vision of a forest being divine. And we demonized it because we saw the long-term need also. First of all, it is divine all by itself. But without it, like without my brain or without my heart, without a lung, I'm gone. So it is divine, and not only divine, for me, it is essential. So we have removed it. 93% we have removed. It means human beings. We mean human beings. And the culture that had that broad vision, inclusive vision, that culture was invaded, looted, plundered, oppressed, suppressed, made to feel inferior, made to feel that, we are stupid, we worship rivers, we worship forests. We have one Devata, forest Devata. And that is the same, actually human beings are noted for this. Whatever things we cast it out and we treat it as foolish and stupid, someday we have to come back to that same thing. And sometimes it's too late. So that is what we have done to the earth, because the powers that be did not have this vision, which is there, which the rishis hold, which we inherited. And that I started by telling, if there is any saving grace for this earth, that is to be found only in Sanatana Dharma, the vision of the rishis. We have to go back to all the things. When they started Swachha Ganga, Puja Gurudev said a nice thing. You don't have to clean up Ganga. Ganga by itself is clean. You just have to stop throwing things in. Why are you trying to clean up? Just stop. In other words, see, forest, it's a whole of South America. We don't have to plant anything. You just stop cutting down the trees. The forest knows how to take care of itself. All systems know how to take care of themselves, but you introduce human being in that system. A human being without the proper vision, proper understanding, proper culture. Human being will make sure that this is destroyed. And he doesn't realize he's destroying himself. So we have gone, one group of people, they were protesting pollution of the rivers. Because a nearby factory, it was spewing all its waste into the river. The town people came out and they were protesting. The owner of the factory had a daughter. She also was protesting against her own father's factory. And his father was surprised. He came out and saw, hey, this is my factory. You're protesting against your own father. Don't you know? Blood is thicker than water. Father told to daughter, blood is thicker than water. She said, not that water. Behind the factory. Your factory has made that water thicker than blood. So now it is time to protest. But see, when things have become that bad, whether we can pull it back or not, that is also a big question. And now, the one civilization, the one culture, the one worldview that can save this, that is being pounced on from all sides. So it is all the more important. Now see, you who are sitting here, all of you have children in Bhagavata. It is all the more important now that we educate our next generation as to the importance, first, necessity, more important, of this world culture, which is the only saving grace for this earth. And if we don't educate our next generation like that, we are doomed. You see, when we talk about it, it doesn't seem apparent. But when 30 years pass, Then we say, oh, I heard people talking about that. Gurudev was talking about environmental issues way back in the 80s. I heard. And nobody was taking it seriously. And now, some years ago, we were in Bangkok. We were marooned for 6 days. No flight was leaving. Whole city was flooding. And they had never seen any such thing. Country had never seen any such thing. And that is happening everywhere. In this country, you're having at the same time fire raging on one side and flood and hurricane on the other side, correct? The world is seeing this more and more big everywhere. And that is all our doing only. And so now what we have to do? Educate the next generation. Look here. The environment, the world, the river, everything, they're all divine. The stars. Everything is divine in this universe. And we have to pay our due reverence, respect, and all of that to all things around. We have to treat everything as part and parcel of that divinity. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. Yat Kinchit Jagatyam Jagat. Vasudeva Sarvam. How many centuries and centuries, millennia we have been teaching this. But all this is Vasudeva. And we can't treat our rivers and all that and treat forests with such disrespect. Now, the culture, the teaching, the Rishi tradition teaches this, right? To all of us. And like I said, where this was protected in a Bharat, this type of teaching was protected and was transferred down to subsequent generations and all of that in a nice, peaceful and loving way. That culture, that tradition, that civilization was pounced upon by invaders, and the invaders brought their own teaching, their own rule, and then made our education and our teaching look inferior. And it has become so ingrained in us that up till now we think that whatever is taught in the other types of schools, they are more important than what is taught in our school. I am so proud of all of you parents across this country who are bringing their children to Balvihar and thereby demonstrating that there is great value in the teaching of the rishis. That is what you are doing in effect, actually. Teaching of the rishis have great value, and that is what is going to save our children and save the world. No. All of it sounds like despair, what I'm talking. And I don't want to also make all of you despondent, no? Not good thing. That's bad karma for me also. Anyway, so one thing I have to understand. I once heard Mahatma say, 1 pound of gold, if you put on this side of the scale, and on this side of a scale, you put feathers. How much of feathers you have to put to make this 1 pound of gold? You have to get so much of feathers, isn't it? Well, we have that in our tradition also, and I'm sure all of you would have heard that, you know, one Mahatma sitting somewhere in Himalaya doing tapas is enough to counterbalance so much of evil which is going on in this world. It's like that. Huh? So I'm saying, from the bowels of Sanatana Dharma, if we can produce 1 or 2 or 3 good people, that is enough really to change the course of humanity. Humanity has done it in the past. We have done. And it is enough. And if we keep along this path, we are certainly going to produce the people that are going to be game changers. What do you call game changers? That is what is required. We just need 1 or 2 powerful people to do that, and magic happens. I am also, just to counter the despair and despondence, that I know we can do it, and this is a very good sign. Here you are so far away from Bharat, and all that and busy in this fast-paced life, but still you find time to bring children, encourage your friends, encourage others also, as many people as possible that can come on this path. We will rediscover that ancient heritage and that most immaculate worldview which has been sacrificed by history. That has to be brought back. And I think we're well on our way. You are making your effort and playing your part. That is highly commendable. Okay. Now, sometimes we think that in an organization like Chinmaya Mission or in Hinduism, all we have to pay attention to is, okay, we sit down, we meditate, or we listen to Shastra, we do Shravanam, then we do Mananam, and then we do Nidhyasanam, we sit down and meditate on that knowledge. And all of you have learned that already. Huh? But there is one great thing that Swami Vivekananda used to teach, which is left out in all of this, which is omitted inadvertently in all of this teaching, Shravanam, Mananam, Nidhyasanam, and all. Swami Vivekananda used to use a very wonderful phrase, and I'll tell you in Sanskrit. Atmano mokshartham jagad hitaya cha. And the significance of this phrase is tied to what I was talking about just now. And let me tell you what the phrase means. Atmano mokshartham means our own personal mukti. Now, it is true, all of you know, Sanatana Dharma teaches about all of us should strive for mukti. So, some people feel, because the next phrase is not added, some people feel, ठीक है स्वामी जी, ये सब क्या है? आखिर में सब तो मिथ्या है. So we think that in the end, final analysis, it is all mithya. So this is a pseudo Vedanti. Anybody who just says like this, and they cut down the forest and destroy all the rivers and oceans and whatever, it becomes so bad. Oh, you know about oceans? I did not talk just now. We have Sagar. Last week, a couple of weeks ago, I read in BBC. Now, it has become alarming that they have found microplastics in human breast milk. Big time. So even the oceans. So if you say, the oceans are being destroyed, all the plastics are going there, trees are being cut down, it's all mithya. In Vedanta, it is mithya, no? Unreal. No big thing. And some people take it. So what if I die? That is also mithya. So this person doesn't realize what he's saying is also mithya. Swami Vivekananda added a very, very wonderful phrase at the end. Yes, our personal mukti is what the scriptures teach, that is true. And you can't get mukti for me, and I can't get mukti for you. You have to get your own mukti, isn't it? That is true. But the next line is very instructive, and all Hindus should remember this thing. Jagat hitaya cha. Jagat hita means, well, last night we saw this hita word actually. Paropakar. Last night. Paropakar, Parohita, Parahita is all same. The welfare and benefit of the external world which is manifest before me. If I don't, I'll give you a simple example. See, there are many examples in scriptures also. Bali is running after Sugriv to kill him. And where the chase starts, Kishkinda. So Bali chases Sugriv over the whole earth. Sugriv is trying to find refuge everywhere. And Bali is right on his heels. Hanumanji finally tells, reminds Sugriva, my dear, right here in Kishkinda, there's Rishyamukh Parvat, mountain. And Bali has a sharp. Bali cannot go to Rishyamukh Parvat. So if you just, all that running, you're running, you just come back where you started. Then you will have refuge. So Sugri makes this whole tour of the whole world. That's how he knew geography so well. He made this tour of the whole world and came back and had to find refuge right where he started. But see, Hanumanji also did not tell his beginning. Hanumanji made him run this whole place. This Jiva's journey is like that. We have to come home to home only. But that journey, home to home, requires that we go out, we look at this sansar, we look at everything. And Swami Vivekananda's advice to all of us, only when we have gone out and we have really used all our talents and whatever we have, resources, to bring benefit to the outer world, then only I will be able to come back home to home. It is not going to be possible. At some place I used to go, and we used to just drive like that. And there's a temple here. So we just pull off and into the temple. Then government decided they will develop that area. Then what? Well, there were just 2 lanes, like one going, one coming. They came now and they made 4 lanes. And they put a median. So now, if you're coming from that side and you want to get to the temple, you can just pull in there. You have to go all the way down to the next exit. And there, you make a U-turn and then you come there. But you just right in front of the temple, but you can't go there. You have to go down there and then come back like that. So you can see the examples like that everywhere. The idea is for us to come back to ourselves for Atma Moksha, for one's own personal moksha. I have to go out into this world, look at the world, see what it needs, make my contribution for the benefit of the world, the benefit of others, and that will bring me to my home. There is no direct path like that. Why? Because of the mere fact that I came here as a jiva. If there was a direct path, all of us would have been Ramana Maharishi. We would not have been in America. We would have been there in Tiruvannamalai. But the fact that we are here, that means we are not Sri Ramana Maharishi. He sits down and from a young age, sits down and direct path, he goes inside. Finish. But for all of us, we have to go out into and that's right, Jagadhita. Now see Jagadhita word. And the Jagadhita means I have to take care of the Jagat, take care of the world in which I live. And from every standpoint. Then only in Sanatana Dharma, the path really is complete. I cannot neglect things outside and say, okay, it's not my responsibility. They're cutting down the trees. What can I do? I'm just one person. And the first thing you can do, make sure you don't cut down trees. Second, if you have a spare piece of land in your property, plant one, plant 2. We can do that. And like that, is that in Trinidad language we say, drop by drop the bucket gets filled. We can't just say, no, what difference will my drop make? All of us can do something, you see. And like that, take care of the world, because that is the root to my moksha. And anybody who neglects that outer world, there's no moksha for that person. That means what? Simply, that person is selfish. He's only thinking about his welfare, his benefit. He's not thinking about welfare of the world. So if a person is thinking about his own welfare, his benefit, then he's called selfish. For selfish person, there is no mukti. Impossible. Mukti is only there for a selfless person. You see? So now, if I'm thinking about Atma Moksha, my mukti, my personal mukti, I have only one route. There is no direct route. The route is through the, and that Jagathita is a, last night also, that is a big word. There are countless ways in which I can bring benefit to this world. And from small ways to also big ways. And one thing you see you're doing actually, you may not have thought about it, but bringing your child to Bhagavata, letting that child get an expansive, inclusive world vision through this Bhagavata and through whatever programs. That itself is bringing benefit to the world because you're creating a next generation that will have a broader and more inclusive and expansive worldview. You see? So by just doing that, you're bringing benefit to the world. So this is just one way. And now so many countless ways you can go on, see how you can bring more and more benefit to the world. Now see, so many people walk with their own water bottle. Just by small thing, we make a big difference. Instead of using more plastics and keep on throwing. Because we, in this string of activities, not only we destroy ourselves, but we keep on destroying. The rivers get destroyed, the fishes, the ocean creatures, everything gets destroyed, isn't it? We destroy everything in our path, and then comes and turns, and then comes for us. And we think that we can evade it, but we can't. Prakriti is not like that. What goes around comes around. Even in America, when you sell this house and you go over there, and the mail come here, they forward it there. Your mails also. Nothing, you see, it will be forwarded to that address. So, Atmano Mokshatam Jagatitayacha. Any Hindu who only thinks about the first part and doesn't think about the second part, first of all, he is pseudo-Hindu. Second, not possible also, he'll fail. But we have to seek the welfare and benefit of the world. And you all are living in this country, you're living in a place where you chose, you have to see how you can make your contribution to this place. I mean, it's good to think of Bharat and all that, but really, according to Sanatana Dharma, you should be thinking about the welfare and benefit of the country in which you are living. Because Bharat is not giving you food, you're getting your food from here. You're getting your education from here. You're getting everything from here. So what can you do to make this country good? You can do to help the people in this country and all that. Huh? So like that, the rishis have taught Jagat Hitaya Cha. That becomes the more important one. See, we are living in a culture where there is no thought of Jagat Hita, benefit of. Now, who is the people to show that? Who is the people to guide? Actually, the new phrase which is coming up now, is Bharat becoming Jagat Guru. Have you heard that phrase? The phrase is now coming up more and more. And now, if Bharat has to become Jagat Guru, right? Jagat Gurus disseminate knowledge. What else Gurus disseminate? Knowledge only. So if Bharat is going to become Jagat Guru, and we have to disseminate knowledge. Which knowledge will be? Only this knowledge which I am telling you. This is the knowledge which Bharat has to give to the world. And the sooner the world comes to know this knowledge, the sooner the world comes to recognize that this is a saving knowledge. Better for the earth, better for all of us. Otherwise, every step human beings take, it is not a step of improvement. It is just it's the backward step, retrograde step you take all the time. No? You just see now. It's not supposed to be like that, but that is how it ends up. Every step we think we're taking forward. Say, I'll just give you a simple example. Okay. In the old days, when you had to go somewhere, you walk. Then we thought, oh, this walking business is too long. So we invented a two-wheeler bicycle. He's coming with his bicycle on this side, and he's coming with his bicycle from this side, and they crash into each other. Now, if you are walking and you crash into another person, you will not break any bones. But we moved one step, what we call advanced, one step forward. We made bicycle. Now, when you crash, you will break a bone or some such thing. Then we thought the bicycle is too slow. We'll put a motor on it. So when we advance that further step now, we put a motor on the bicycle, where now when you crash, dire consequences will be there. So then we took out insurance. So insurance will help you. So every step of advancement is a step of more complication and a step of more danger, isn't it? So we started burning fossil fuels and making electricity, and then we thought, oh, we have advanced. No, fossil fuel is not good, then we'll advance, we'll make nuclear power plants. Then when some disaster happens in a nuclear power plant, so though you are actually advancement of the human species is one of the biggest delusions. You have not thought about it. Biggest delusion. But anyway, this is what we call advancement now. So then nuclear power. And then you have Chernobyl. Or whatever. You see, when something goes wrong. So all human advancement and development has been like this. And if the person recognizes that this is what he's doing, this is fine. But that is a blind thing. That's called advancement, called a blind thing. And there is no, that ends only in big revolution and big upheaval, and that is the only way to end that kind of thing. You see? So, what we have to do? Okay. Really, it is a big illusion only of this advancement and all. Species is no better off today than it was back. Actually, we were better off in the old days, I think. 100 years ago, nobody could press a button and destroy the world. No. Let me tell you something. No. Because of fake news. Fake news can say that the button was pressed. No button was pressed. Just by fake news, somebody just has to say, oh, they pressed the nuclear button, that warhead is on its way. And there's panic. And that will cause somebody else to press on this side in response. You see? How dangerous it has become. So, this Jagat needs the help of a Sanatanist. If this knowledge is not imbibed and spread, if we don't take on the role of Jagat Guru, really, and spread this knowledge, we are in some real trouble. So see where you can make your contribution in all so many countless ways to make sure that the knowledge gets spread, that we take care of the welfare of this world, this society, and all of that. Then our mukti is possible, not any direct. That selfishness is not any direct means to mukti. Selfish person will not get mukti. All right. So this is the teaching of Swami Vivekananda, and it pertains so much to the, tied so much to the present state in which the earth has reached. Find out all the creative ways to make the earth better. I just give you some examples. one thing you're doing is making sure that your children get this Vedic knowledge. That is a great step forward. All right. Now I have some 15, 16 minutes left. If you want to ask anything also, you can please ask. You can leave with some. Sometimes they are pressing issues, pressing things that people have on their mind. If there's anything, it helps others also. They will say, "Oh, I was thinking of the same thing." Anyway, yes, please.
Thank you, first of all, for being here. And I'm just wondering, I grew up in America, but my impression of what's happening in India is really a lot of the same things. Regarding the environment, are the same path, despite our related people. I'm just curious what your thoughts are about why.
Yes, this is a very interesting question, actually, and quite true also. Reasonings. You please see it. We had almost 1,000 years of foreign domination, right? And by the time the British left in 1947, India was already thrown into a global economic system. The state of India had entered, which was not known before. You didn't have an Indian state, right? So now the British formed a state called as India. Then you also impose on India an capitalist economic system. And the most dangerous of all is 100% Pakka British education, right? That was the most deadly of all, most lethal of all. So in 1947, we really did not know what it is to be Indian anymore, because the economic system, political system, education system, because the three most important systems had all become Western. And what we are seeing today, destroying a forest, the destroying of all things around, the environmental disasters we are seeing. It is all because of these, it is exact same thing. What Western education doesn't have a worldview, an inclusive worldview, a capitalist system that doesn't care about the environment as long as we make money, and a political system that fights for power to promote the other two. So this is all foreign which has come to us. So we have also become, pawns in this whole process, right? Whole process. So what is required is for us to once more re-educate. If 1,000 years of foreign domination has put all of this into our head, how long it would take for us to undo 1,000 years of foreign domination? So the present government has to now use whatever is at its disposal. The disposal means, well, we are operating in a capitalist system. We cannot just overnight overturn a whole global capitalist system. We have to now find creative ways to work within that system and make our corrections, which is a bigger challenge, you see? So we have to work with what we have, and we slowly make those changes. It's not something that is going to happen overnight. I think a lot of effort is being made. I was in Banaras in the 90s. I stayed there for a number of years. Ganga was filthy that time, really filthy. The last time I went in 2019, I saw great improvements. So I think we are doing it, but because we are working with a system which we did not create, a system which was handed to us, a powerful system, we are in a global village now. The forces are even stronger today than it would have been 100 years ago. So the battle is an uphill battle. But what you say is true, but I think we are trying to address it at the rate which is possible. But it's a very good observation. We have to be patient with this uphill battle. In this regard, we don't also see only nice things which are happening. There are heroes in India who have planted 1 crore trees and all, foresting and all. But those things don't make news as the other things make news.
I have a comment. I think every day we all make a choice in what we spend our money on. So support the companies who are stewards of the environment, who think about the welfare of society, community. But unfortunately, we go with our dog. Right? Whether you're supporting buying cereal or toilet paper or whatever other resources you're buying.
Yeah, so this is So just now I said there are so many countless ways you can help. You have to find the creative ways, and what she's talking about is one of the ways. But you have to see that in your environment. You will know all the things which are possible and which way you can help. Different places are different, right? In Trinidad, we can help in other ways.